Poco launcher itself. You've got the home screen out here, and this is the app drawer that you get with Poco launcher, so that's pretty cool. So if you want to change a few of the settings for home screen and background and the icons, you can do that by long pressing on the home screen, getting into settings, and you will see a few options that are available out here, which includes the transition effects and a few other things. But once you hit on more, you will see far more options that are available for you. For example, you can of course change the backgrounds, but one of the interesting things that I like about Poco launcher is that you can change the icon packs. Now for changing the icon packs, you can download any icon pack that you want from the Play Store, or you can use one that is available in the system already. I've downloaded the Pixel icon pack. Let me just quickly show you guys what it looks like. So once I've applied it, this is how it looks. So you get the same icons that you would on a Google Pixel device. Now let me get back into settings right now. And what else can you do with it? For example, you can also change the grid size, so you can make smaller icons, or you can change the grid size to show fewer icons on the same row. And you've got notification badges that come up in circle, or you can show up a number as well. And you can have the option to double tap on the home screen to actually lock the screen. For example, when you do this, let me just head out, and that's it. There you go. So that's unlocked now for you. Okay, so one of the coolest aspects about the Poco X2 is that you get 120Hz refresh rate display. Now, if you want to change the refresh rate so that it doesn't affect your battery life too much, what you need to do is head into display settings, and you will see an option to change the refresh rate from this setting. So you can change from better quality to 60Hz, which saves the battery life. Of course, it's not going to be as smooth now. You can see that immediately. But I prefer the 120Hz refresh rate, but in case you want to save a little more battery life, you can use the 60Hz refresh rate. Alright, now one of the coolest features in the camera app is the fact that you can take portraits, of course, but you can now take portraits in movie mode. So all you need to do is head into camera settings, head into the portrait settings, and hit the movie mode out here. All the depth focus features that you have, you can get that with it, and plus you can change the depth of field as well, and of course add beauty effects according to what you like. So here are a couple of samples that I've taken with the movie mode portrait shot. Alright, now one of the things about using Xiaomi's camera app, and I've used this before, of course this is using Xiaomi's camera app despite the fact that this is a Poco phone. One of the things that I've noticed is that when you're taking selfies, you will see that the beautification mode is on by default, which means that there are a lot of beautification settings and you can never get a natural looking selfies. So what I'd suggest is actually you just change all of that settings and reduce the smoothness, the slender, the big eyes, and all of those things. This is actually set at the center level, which means that the chin will be the size of the chin. So all of those things you have to change that and then take a selfie to get a natural looking selfie. So you can take a look at the difference of a regular selfie by default, which takes in beauty mode, and a natural looking selfie on your screen right now. It is a stark difference, and that's how you get more details by reducing the beauty mode options on your Poco X2. Alright, there's also a cool one-handed mode feature which is available in a lot of phones for sure, but the one-handed mode has a lot of other extra options now. So you head into additional settings from the settings app, and then you head into one-handed mode, and what you can see is that you can change the size of the display that you want in one-handed mode, and to invoke it is damn simple as well. For example, if I want a really small tiny 3.5-inch one-handed mode and I want to head into the one-handed mode setting, all I need to do is drag from the home button and it'll head out into one-handed mode like this. That's damn cool, and you can change the size to 4 inches or 4.5 inches or 3.5 inches depending on what you prefer. Now if you want to exit out of the one-handed mode, all you need to do is hit the black space out here. Now with the Poco X2, you don't get an in-display fingerprint scanner or a fingerprint scanner on the rear of the phone. The fingerprint scanner is on the power button. Now one of the things that a lot of people ask me in the review is, and after the review as well, separately on our Telegram group, which by the way gives you an idea that we have a Telegram group and you should go subscribe to it. Go check the link in the description below. Now one of the things that somebody asked me is that if the fingerprint scanner is on the power button like it is on the Poco X2, will pressing it too often reduce the lifespan of the power button? That's a very genuinely good question. Now here's the thing, you don't actually have to press it. You can just touch it to unlock the screen, and for that you need to do a few changes to the settings. So you head into settings app, you head into password and security where you would have your fingerprint unlocks set up. Once you head into fingerprint and settings, you will notice that there is an option out here saying fingerprint recognition method. By default, it is on press. So what you'll notice is that if I want to unlock the phone, I'll have to actually press it to unlock it. So that's kind of inconvenient. Plus, apart from the fact that it will reduce the longevity of the longevity of the life of the power button itself. So now instead of that, you can just use touch as the option, and there you go. That's all I had to do. I didn't have to press the button. I just had to touch it and it unlocks immediately. There you go. It's as simple as that. Alright, so for most part of this video, of the tips and tricks video, you might have noticed that there is a pair of earphones lying at the rear. The reason for that is because I wanted to talk about the hi-fi, high resolution support that you get on the Poco X2, which means that the audio quality is actually excellent through a pair of very well resolved pair of earphones. These are the Meze Solos. These themselves cost more, or actually close to the Poco X2. So if you want to drive them properly, what I would suggest is you head into settings and you head into the sound and vibration settings. Once you do that, you will have to go into sound effects, and from there you'll see that there are a lot of options with respect to audio settings that you can get. Of course, you can change the equalizer and the volume adjustment and everything, but the one thing that matters the most is hi-fi audio, where it reduces the noise and distortion and increases the audio quality extensively. In fact, it's really good. I have tested it out. It makes a whole world of difference. So in MIUI 11, there is one really cool feature where you can add video wallpapers. This is a static wallpaper, but if you want to add a video wallpaper of your own, all you need to do is head into settings, get into the wallpaper, and once you get into the wallpaper, you will see something called wallpapers with special effects. So you just sort of hit that, and these are the My Life wallpapers that are available. These are preloaded by default. So for example, if I hit this and I apply, and you will see that this wallpaper is a moving wallpaper that continuously keeps playing on loop. Obviously, this will affect your battery life for sure, so be careful, don't use it in excess. Now let me head into again the wallpaper settings, and once I head into that, I can also put a video of my own. So I head into video files, and let me put up Pratik walking out here as the background video. It's just really odd. So obviously you can get a video and along with sound as your live wallpaper, which I find it kind of odd, but if done right, I think you can get some really cool features out of it. So let me just jump and show you the other basic default ones that you get with it. So this is nicely done. So there you go. So this one's I think much better. I don't want Pratik on my screen right now, but this is nice. In modern smartphones, this navigation bar is something that everybody hates because you now have gestures, and MIUI's gestures are damn cool. And I wanted to show you guys and talk a little bit more about the gestures themselves. For that, you have to head into the full screen settings. Let me just do that first, additional settings, and then you'll see the full screen display settings where you have the option to enable full screen gestures. Once you do that, you can see that there are the gestures are damn easy to use. So if you want to check the apps in the multitasking carousel in the background, you will see this, or if you want to minimize an app, all you need to do is swipe up, and if you want to go back in an app, all you need to do is this. But you can also swipe left and hold, or swipe right and hold to go into the previous app. As you can see, we were using the wallpaper settings before. Now I swipe back again to go into settings, and I can do that same thing from the right side as well. Now for the final tip, you have a new calculator app that is available in MIUI 11, which is actually pretty cool, and it's got a lot of cool new features. It's called Mi Calculator. So let me just quickly open Mi Calculator and show you what's cool about it. Alright, so now if you want a scientific calculator, all you need to do is hit this button and it heads into the scientific calculator mode. So if you're into college right now and you want to use a scientific calculator doing engineering, this is something that is very useful for you guys. Apart from that, the calculator also has a lot of other options that can directly calculate your BMI, your temperature, and all of the other conversions that are quite useful. It can even set up stuff for home loans and stuff like that. It's very detailed. If you actually explore it in depth, you will see that the calculator has been made entirely feature rich and is extremely responsive as well. Now, another cool feature about the calculator is that it's now available in picture-in-picture mode. So it will be available as a picture-in-picture across the system UI. That's damn cool. And in fact, if you want to just have it as a transparent overlay, all you need to do is this. It's damn easy and useful to for most folks out there, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think about it. So those were our 10 tips and tricks for Poco X2 with MIUI 11 and Poco Launcher. Obviously, these are not the be all and end all of all the tips and tricks that are available on the phone. So if you guys have any cool tips and tricks, do let other people know in the comment section.